The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.
It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my friends. Let's go and be changed. TMP is doing the most. TMP is doing the most. It's the time of the day. Please don't be late. Call your friends, I'll call my...
Imagine, I waited for so long to tell her how I felt about her because I was scared. And when I finally got the courage to tell her how I felt about her, imagine what she said. She rejected me. Ouch. I want to tell you about the story of how I was rejected by my very long-lasting crush in my first year of varsity. Today's topic is the causes of procrastination. I want to give you 5 things that cause you and I to procrastinate. Why do people procrastinate and never get things done? On the previous video, we talked about the effects of procrastination. What impacts does procrastination have on your self-esteem, your identity, and your confidence? If you haven't watched that, go back, watch that video. It talks about how procrastination affects you as an individual. Welcome back to the Miracle Perspective, and I am Miracle Jawane, your host. Number 1, the first thing that causes procrastination is the fear of rejection. Let me give you the story. When I was doing my first year at university, it was 2012, I met this very beautiful girl, super beautiful. I liked her from the very second I saw her. I'm like, this girl is my girl. From that point, I started fantasizing about our relationship. I saw us walking in the park, holding hands. I saw us eating lollipops. I gave her a lollipop to suck. I also suck. It was so amazing. We would lie down on the grass together while the students are passing around us. It was so beautiful. We were eating together every time, eating some pap and mohodu, because at the time I was broke. But she understood. She didn't have a problem with that. Like, it was so amazing. And she was a light-skinned girl. I also saw my kids, bro. I'm like, my kids are going to be yellow bone. Imagine my complexion and hers together. Just imagine the babies that are going to come out. It was so amazing. It was a perfect girl, bro, for my life. I was done looking for a woman. She was the one. But there was one problem. The problem is that I was super scared of telling her how I felt about her. I was scared. And the fear was coming from the fact that I'm in this new place. This new place that has lights everywhere. I come from a village, man. My home is a village. Everything I would see around me was cows, goats, the village, bushes. That's where I come from. That's where my home was. And now I get to this place. There's lights everywhere, and I get to see people with many complexions. I get to see people with many races. White people. Man, where I come from, I never saw a white person except on TV. That was where I saw a white person. We only spoke one language at home. We only spoke Tsonga. At school, we would communicate in Tsonga. And I never had an opportunity to now start interacting in Zulu, Tswana, all these other things that are happening when you're in varsity. So I had a low self-esteem at that time because I felt like I don't belong here. Everyone else is better than me. So I was scared, and this girl is beautiful. I like her. And the only thing I had that made me think I have a chance to getting her was my looks. You see, I thought I was handsome. And I mean, at least this can stand for something. But I didn't have the courage to stand up and tell her because I was scared. Is my English proper? Is she gonna laugh at me? So there were many things that were holding me back from taking the action and step to telling her how I felt about me. And I delayed procrastination because I was scared. What if she rejects me? What if she says no? Until I decided to gain some courage. And I was with my friend. I had this friend of mine, he knew about this story. And I decided, look, I'm going to tell her. Somehow I managed to get a number. I don't remember how, but I had a number now. We never talked because I didn't like the way I was reacting when I'm around her. You know, when you have a crush on someone, the way you just act around these people is just a bit weird. So I didn't like my interaction with her because I liked her. But I eventually got the courage to tell her. Yo, when I told her, I was stuttering. It was a mess. I don't know how it came out. And I don't know how I asked her out. But I did. And what she said was, unfortunately, the feeling is not mutual. Ouch! In those words, just like that. And I was like, my brother, what does mutual mean again? That's my guy. Because she responded on WhatsApp. I remember. She responded on WhatsApp. I'm like, what does mutual mean? Because I know what she means, but I'm trying to make it feel better for me, right? Because I didn't deal well with that rejection. And my guy laughed at me, bro. He laughed. And it took me back. Took me back to my fear of rejection. From there on, I was super scared of approaching any other girl because I was rejected. And what if somebody else rejects me? That situation had a huge impact to my self-esteem and self-confidence. Every time I wanted to do anything that has to do with getting another person's consent, I would hold back because I'm scared of being rejected. And that is where I saw that the reason why people procrastinate is the fear of rejection. Because later in my life, I worked in a telephonic company, a telesales company, where I was selling insurance. I would spend a lot of time not making calls. Why? Because I'm scared. What if the client rejects me? So the fear of rejection became so big, such that I couldn't do anything. So it's better I delay and not make the call, take the action, because at least I'm safe, I won't get rejected. So the fear of rejection is a big thing to procrastination. Look in your own situation. Where were you rejected before? Where does your fear of rejection come from? And how is it affecting you in your daily life? Is that why today you are not able to talk to, if you're a businessman, you're not able to talk to your clients or potential clients because you're scared you will be rejected? Therefore you procrastinate? The more you procrastinate, the more you stand back and the fear becomes huge and you can't do anything. So the only way you can beat procrastination from the fear of being rejected is just by doing it. Because the only way to deal with fear is by confronting it way faster than it confronts you. Think about it in a form of you are looking at something you're scared of. Let's say it's a dog. You have a fear of dogs. And you see a dog there. And you think it's going to bite you. Whether you move or don't move, the dog is going to bite you. That's what's happening in your head. The only way to beat that is by acting. Confront it first before it confronts you. Because at least if you're going to lose at your own terms. You get what I mean? If you're going to fail at your own terms. Rather than waiting for too long and holding this, you are postponing the failure because you are scared of rejection. So rather get rejected fast and move on. Because the more you act and get this thing out of the way, the freer you get. You get more free from the feeling that finally I did it. So the fear of rejection is not going to help you. Second thing that causes procrastination. Fear of failure. This is where all the perfectionists come in. Those of you who are so perfect such that you can't do anything, you can't release a project until it's perfect, you can't submit an assignment until it's perfect, you have proofread everything, you have researched everything, you can't do anything until it's perfect. Perfectionists procrastinate so hard. I know, with me, I've got some elements of perfectionism. Sometimes I had a lot of huge elements of perfectionism, and I managed to get over them because now the only way I beat that perfectionist syndrome was Submit, forget about it. What happens doesn't matter. I've submitted it, I'm done. Remember, done is always better than perfect. If you can just submit and get it out the way, then you get at least a chance to get evaluated on something than to not do it at all. Get it? Third reason why people procrastinate: the fear of being wrong. You are scared. What if I say something that's wrong? What if I do something and it turns out to be wrong? What if I take this step and it turns out to be wrong? What if I stand in front of people and I tell them information that's wrong? That fear holds you back. I'd rather hold back and I'm not going to move. You see, the only way to think about this, brainwash your mind to believe that truth is subjective. Truth is so subjective, it doesn't matter. It's your perspective is different from my perspective. The way I see things is different from the way you see things. You've got Christians, you've got Muslims, both of us, we are right. If I tell you things I believe about Christianity and you tell me things you believe about Muslim, we are both right. Truth is subjective. So just do things according to your truth. Whenever someone confronts you, why did you do it like that? I was right. To me, it was right. So remember, truth is subjective. Let not the fear of being wrong hold you back from taking action. That's how you beat procrastination. Fourth, knowing too much, having too much information. What's worse than one bad teacher? Two good ones. Think about that. What's worse than one bad teacher? Two good teachers. Why? Because these two people are trying to be right. He has his own method of teaching. He has his own method of teaching. They can't get into agreement. You are confused. You are left in one place. Too much information keeps you stuck. It makes you stuck in one place. Yeah, I know. In order to be a good salesman, you need to call the person first. Someone says, in order to be a good salesperson, you need to send an email first. Now you're stuck in between. Do I call? Do I email? What do I do? In that state of what do I do, you are stuck, procrastinating. You can't take action. You can't move forward. So what is it that you know? You know too much. That's why you can't move on. So here's a way to beat that. Take one piece of information, believe it, make it your own truth and the only truth, go with it. Doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. It's better to go in the wrong direction and discover that it was wrong faster than not going anywhere at all. So forget about looking for information, man. Forget about trying to be right, absorbing all of this information. Somebody said this, somebody said this. Every expert has their own piece of information according to how they have experienced it. Find your own. Just find one truth, go with it. Too much information keeps you stuck in one place. Driving in a car, someone says, we're going right. The other person says, no, turn left. What do? You stand in between because you're like, all right, guys, decide. That's procrastination. Too much information gets you stuck in one place. Focus on one thing and move with it. Lastly, having bad surrounding. Do you have a circle of friends that always criticize every single thing that happens? Those people are keeping you in one place. Because the next time you try and do something, you're thinking, what if my friends criticize me for this? What are my friends going to say? What if they're like, hey man, what you said there was wrong. Imagine now, if I was influenced by bad friends, after doing every video, they are going to analyze whatever I say. They're like, hey man, bro, you were lying. Point number 4 is wrong. Check, it's not about that, man. It's like this, it's like this. Next time when I want to say something, I'm scared because what if my friends come and criticize me? You see, change your surrounding because your surrounding is not helping you. There's constructive criticism and there's criticizing for no reason. We want constructive criticism. We want people who are going to say, fix this. do this. I love constructive criticism. I love hard truth. You tell me the truth, tell me you're doing rubbish, I will take it and I will work on it. And I will love you for that. If you are scared of telling someone the truth, there's no relationship between you and that person. For example, if I claim you are my friend, I should be able to tell you the truth. But if I'm scared of telling you the truth because our friendship is going to end, there was never friendship to begin with. If we are in a relationship, you are my wife, you are my husband, you are my girlfriend, you are my boyfriend. If I tell you the truth and I'm scared you will break up with me, we were never in a relationship. So it's better I tell you the truth so we break up faster because we are disturbing each other here. You get what I mean? That's the only way you beat procrastination. Clean up your environment. Forget about being wrong. Just do it. The fear of rejection is keeping you in one place. Forget about being rejected and just do it. And not just do it now. Remember, all this content is also available on podcast platforms. Spotify, Bika, radio, whatever the platform you prefer to listen to podcasts on, we're available. If you're driving, you can get us. If you're bathing, you can play it. If you are singing, you can't play it. You have to keep quiet and now play the thing. Point of the matter is we're available on podcast platforms. Check us out. The Miracle Perspective, that's where you find us. By the way, if you are interested in building your self-esteem, confidence, building up your public speaking capabilities, knowing how to start, grow, and monetize your YouTube channel, I have created the TMP Academy. That is where all the information designed to help you improve in your personal and professional life is. Everything compressed, everything professional, everything personal, designed to help you improve yourself is on the TMP Academy. Click on the link below, sign up, we'll meet on the other side. It's always good having you around. I love you. It's finished. Remember, this is designed to help you become the person you are meant to be. It's finished.
The Miracle Perspective, showing you the person you are meant to be. It's finished.